Time for a little car camping weekend with the doggies. We're here at the East Fork Campground along the Rock Creek Lake Road. Rather puny little site I've got here, but after walking through about half the campground, which is enormous, this is one of the only ones available, so I'm glad I've got it. And the sites I've seen so far, almost all of them that are even semi-decent are reservable. And basically all of those are reserved this weekend. So like I said, I feel pretty fortunate to have found this one, especially since the Rock Creek Lake and the other two Pine Grove campgrounds are both full. I did see one other site that was available. It probably won't last long. Looks like I can see Mount Morgan from here. And possibly 12 Flags. Anyway, we're going to head up to the eastern Brook Lakes to finish off the rest of the day. It didn't take long, they're already in hot pursuit of a critter. Wouldn't you know it, we got almost the exact same parking spot we got the last time. Just one off. So heading over this way. Didn't take long for me to hear splashing. Looks like Candy's going for a swim in the grass. Atta girl. Good dog. She doesn't give it up as easily as Duke does. But I guess eventually she does. Definitely got a little energy today. Andy, ready? Go get it. Atta girl. Uh-oh. Hey, you made it. So here's the second lake. I think that's Pointless Peak up there. It's a little closer to the parking area than Patricia Peak is. That's going to be my investigation hike tomorrow. I think we normally go around this lake on this side, but I'm going to try to go around the other way this time. Come on, bud. Attaboy. Oh. Sun's just about to go behind this mountain here. High cloud cover over there, kind of like what we had at 10 Lakes Basin on Saturday. Thunderstorms are coming, but supposedly not till Sunday. Hopefully we'll be on our way home by then. That's the big eastern Brook Lake up there. And that's the second one, with possibly the third one over there. Serene Lake should be over this way. That's the high point we were just on. I think we'll go check out this one next. Made it over to this other one after some fun, unnecessary class 3 or 4 coming up that little rise. Looks like Serene Lake is right there. And down there, I guess, is Rock Creek Lake. Bud's doing some pretty good rock climbing too, and Candy. He came up something I didn't think he could, and then Candy followed too. I'm getting kind of hungry. I didn't bring any food with me, so I think I'm going to head on back. After a big lunch at Jack in the Box, I was worried I wouldn't be hungry for dinner. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Not too trivial getting down to Serene Lake. Found this nice big rock slab. Some pretty pink flowers over there too. Might be fireweed, I've been seeing that already. Yep, it's fireweed all right. Well, the dogs found Serene Lake. I think they were just about dry too. Oh well, not anymore. Here's where we came down. Right to the road. Where the bridge is. Now it's a short walk back up to the car. Here's the car. You tired, bud? You ready to get in? Alright, let's head back to camp and have some dinner. Oh nice, my spot's still waiting for me this morning. So I think the plan is, since there wasn't much parking, if any, down at the pack station, I claimed my spot up here where we're going to finish. I'm going to hike down the road to the pack station, and then go climb Patricia Peak, and then take the horse trail back up to where it intersects the trail coming down from Mono Pass. And we'll skip on down to the Little Lakes Valley Trail and head up further depending on how much time we have. So I guess they're letting people park right here. This is just above the pack station. There's Morgan and Rock Creek Lake. There's some parking up here too. That's probably more for the pack station. I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate a bunch of CR Challenge people parking here. Here's where all the overflow spots used to be, if Little Lakes Valley was all full. They all say no parking. From up at the pack station to just below the Pine Grove campgrounds, it's gravel road now. So I guess this has always been the official trailhead for Hilton Creek. The one Bob was originally planning to use shows up on my map as unmaintained trail. The actual trailhead is right down there. Looks like that's where we're headed. Not too far away, not too difficult looking, not too exciting looking, but should be doable nevertheless. Well, I think there was supposed to be some kind of climber's trail up to Patricia Lake. I haven't seen it, so I'm just going to start heading up this direction because it looks like I'm starting to go around the corner more. Just crossed a rather small boulder field and to fight through a few aspens. Really not too bad though. Now we have this hill to contend with. Perhaps it would be better taken by going further to the right from here, which is where I thought I was going too far. Getting up the last hill was successful. Found something might be a trail. Now we have another hill to surmount. Just like the last one, I could probably do it just about anywhere. But I'm trying to seek out the best route for Mom to come up here. And I finally found myself climbing up a boulder field. So I just went with it and came over here. And what did I find? More boulder field. Definitely looks a little bit easier over there. Looks like it might get steep as you start to climb. But it should avoid the boulder fields. Just came across this big flat area. Looks like from here it should be fairly easy. But I'm still trying to see if I can get over to Patricia Lake first. Probably more over this way. There's the lake. Looks like the dogs can sense some water. But that feels good. That feel good, bud? Not a huge lake, but a nice little lake nonetheless. Okay, in his head. I came over here above the lake looking for an inlet stream to filter some water. Didn't find one yet, but I did find a whole bunch of Sierra Columbines. In the shade here too. That's where we're going next. Okay, we filled up on water. Got the dogs all nice and wet. Got my pole out. Ready for a little sand slogging. So far so good. Well, that doesn't really tell me much, because I don't think I'm going to bring Mom to the head of Patricia Lake first. So here's hoping the rest of this is just as easy. It's going to be steeper though, there's no doubt about that. My goal is to head right between those 2 points. Looks like the easiest exit from here. Whew. That was about as tiring as I was afraid it would be. There's the lake down there. Morgan. Looks like the grade is easing for now. That's kind of a rest spot. Now we got to zigzag through the trees. Looks pretty close though. That's encouraging. I've kind of strayed away from my target point. This side over here definitely looks more mellow. I don't see a whole lot of boulder fields. So it may be a longer way around, but it might be the better way to go. Of course, now we kind of find ourselves on a boulder field. Had a nice little rest in the shade that apparently Buddy's not done with yet. Some alpine penstemon up there. I peeked around the corner here. Looks like we'll be getting onto some easier terrain here pretty soon. That'll be a relief. Yeah, that looks a little easier. I think over there is where I'd planned to come up. Try to go back that way. Should be just right up there shortly. Okay, this peak is obviously inhabited by those grouses, but he just scared a whole bunch of them out of these bushes. Speaking of bushes, I think Buddy's happy to have found one. Yeah, it definitely looks like a good spot to aim for. Otherwise you get to deal with these rocks. Not the worst thing in the world, but could be avoided. Here we are on Patricia Peak. That's the summit block right there. There's a bit of a maze through the trees coming up to that flat area. After the flat area, it's a maze through the boulders. A little tricky, but I think Mom could do it. Just needs a little guidance. So I guess those are the Hilton lakes down there. There's Morgan, 12 Flags. What they call the Tamarack Bench. I think I'm starting to recognize Mount Abbott. That kind of gentle slope at the top. Looks like Pointless Peak is blocking things like Bear Creek Spire. I don't think that's it there. Both registers are still there, but the other one's rolled up pretty tight, kind of difficult to open up. This one goes back to the last day of this century. Last century. Yeah, that was December. I didn't catch that at first. Wintertime. Yikes. Here's Bob's entry from July of 2004. As I recall, he had to beat it back to Mammoth to take care of his kids. Someone was nice enough to watch him for the morning while he came hiking. There's what I wrote. Plenty of room for everybody to write something. So that's where the registers are. There's the high point. At least I think that's the high point. So there's a little bit of Crowley you can see. A little more down over here too. Davis Lake looks pretty nice. Thought I spotted a couple of sky pilots on the way up here. Don't see any on the summit, but I do see some of these big yellow daisies. There's even some still coming. Maybe they'll be still blooming in 3 weeks. Here's hoping. There's this somewhat shallow canyon up here at the top, near the top. We ended up crossing it and going over here on the way up. On the way down, I wouldn't say we came a better way, but we ended up going down this way a ways and ended up on this side of it. So I'm not really sure which way's better, but either way should work. Here's the gap I was aiming for initially. Looks kind of steep, but don't want to go this way too much. There's the other wall. Guess that's Pointless Peak. That's Rock Creek Lake, the big one, and the little sliver is Patricia Lake. So ideally we want to head this direction and pick up that nice sandy area down there and head more that direction as opposed to this way where I'd come from in the morning. Hopefully we can avoid the boulder fields more. Well, it's a very interesting little maze coming down. So for the going up again, I don't know if it's better to head around this way or try to go up the way we came down. The way we went up worked fine. I think I'm more interested in how to get to this point better. That's what I hope to discover on the way down. And actually, if this turns out to be easy enough point to get to, may just want to head straight up the hill here. It looks like a little bit less of an angle. Just don't head for the top. I'll want to hook up with my track that takes me around the side. I think Bud's ready for a rest in the shade. Certainly deserves it. He's doing very well. And it's definitely an easier gradient coming down here. Well, I'm definitely trying to veer a little bit to the left to try to keep it that way. Should be a good line to follow up though. Well, my nice gradient held on for as long as it could, but it looks like we're going to have a steeper finish. Not for very long though, so hopefully that'll be easier coming up. And then nice and flat through the forest. Yep, that was kind of steep, but fairly short. Might be better over here to the right. Just plan for a couple 100 feet of attack, attack, attack. Then it'll get better. Looks like our easygoing route finally ran out. May have to surrender to the boulders. Just for a short time though, probably. I think we avoided the aspens by coming a little further down this way. Still won't be very fun to do in the dark, even with the track to follow. Should be almost back to the trail. Well, we finally made it back to the trail. There's even a little tiny stream there to greet the dogs. I'm going to try to hustle them back to the bigger stream and possibly Little Lakes Valley. Ah, there's the stream. Surprise, surprise, Bud's laying down. Guess it's not as big as I remember. Well, I wasn't expecting much. I guess I was just surprised to see running water. We're almost back to the road. You tired, bud? Back on the road. I think we might still try to catch the horse trail back up to Little Lakes Valley. We got onto the horse trail. Oh, looks like it's about to switch back. Ooh-wee. That is a long, dry, dusty trail. Let's go find some water. Hey, at least things are getting greener. There we go. Not much, but it's something. I think this is still Mac Lake. There's the stream I was waiting for. Now I'm all filled up on water. I'm gonna go hang out down at Heart Lake for a little while. The other people and dogs hanging out here. Andy's still got enough oomph in her to go swim and get the stick. Atta girl. Well, this was a nice relaxing afternoon. You can see the monsoonal moisture is coming in. Probably not going to do anything today. Another group of people left already. We'll see if we can get the dogs to get up. Ready to go, bud? Ready to go? This could be tough. Well, I got him up and walking. Okay, he just passed me up like an old dirty shirt, off trail. You can't be that tired. Oh, they're not interested in the car. They're interested in the critter they saw yesterday. So we're back. Well, Bud got in. Candy didn't. She's still chasing stuff. Alright, go on in, Candy. Pretty long day today. Of course, we spent at least an hour up there by Heart Lake, so that's in there too. Still a lot of miles. We're back at camp. Dinner's cooked, teeth brushed. Time to head off to bed a little early. These clouds aren't exactly going away either. So we'll see if we get in the hike tomorrow or not. Wasn't sure I could fit my fat pad and sleeping bag with both the dog beds in here. But it looks like we got plenty of room. And two very tired dogs. Well, we decided to bail on the Lake Sabrina idea. I don't think Bud's up for it, and the weather's already looking not very promising. So we drove up to Mammoth Lakes, had a little breakfast. Now we're going to take a quick little lap around Convict Lake. That's always fun. A lot of people out fishing today. Wow, fall colors in July. That could be some kind of a record. Not much, but still. Hanging out over here at the far end, getting wet. Candy's been chasing lots of sticks. No shortage of them around here. Come on, bud. Here, bud. Come on. Not quite deep enough to swim through. Nope, that stick won't make it back over here. It's okay, find me another one. Ooh, she's taking the swimming route back. That's a new one. Atta girl. Hey, maybe I'll let you get it back this time. What, you want the great big one? Atta girl. Candy, go get it. That was a rock. Got her to get the big one. My goodness, that's a long stick. Atta girl. I don't know where that one came from. Must have thrown it earlier. She doesn't care. He's an equal stick fetcher. He's just about like Duke every time I pick up a stick, only without the barking. Ready, Candy? What a good girl. Atta girl. Yeah, I definitely think Candy could have made it to Sunset Lake today. I think Buzz is happy to poke around and investigate the grass. Atta girl. Not a whole lot of water going on underneath the boardwalk here. Might be some coming up though. That's where I hope to filter some water to take home. Yeah, that's more like it. and warm now. Still a lot of clouds in the sky, but no rain yet. Rain would probably feel good right about now. Back to the car. Nice little outing. More dark clouds coming. It's pretty hot when the sun shines. The clouds are actually a blessing today. Look at that, it's not even 3 miles around the lake. Well, good day nonetheless.